Hey guys, John here. So another comparison video on the channel of the outgoing GX460 versus the all-new GX550. This one is a little bit modified. This one is about to get some modifications done by Westcott Designs. Let's get into it. So we'll start with the exterior of these vehicles before we move on into the interiors, because this GX does have a little bit of some goodies on it by Westcott Designs. But starting with the grill of the 460, massive, absolutely massive. And over the years, like 14 years I think this thing was out, it grew bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's definitely something that the 550 improved on. But we do have over time the radar cruise control added, the cameras for the 360 camera view. It looks even worse with the California license plate up front. Like some people, some states have to put the license plates up front. But big, massive grille. And then also over the years too, they did upgrade the headlights. It's kind of a theme that you'll see with the 460. It's a lot of old mixed with new, and that's kind of what we got here. But they did give us some DRLs and also your LED turn signals and two projection style LED headlights on this rig, and our fog lights kind of just down here in the mix under the whole big massive front bumper. As we move down to the side of the 460, not much really changed over the years and stuff. This one though, again, does have some goodies. So that 550 over there, completely stock. This one does have some Icon suspension, bringing the truck up a little bit. When Westcott is done with the 550 over there, I'm sure it will be lifted up a little bit. But these tires, aftermarket. They are the Toyo Open Country ATs. The GX550 over there definitely has a similar tire. These ones are 33s, same with those over there. This one is on a 17-inch wheel, whereas the Overtrail 550, that one is an 18-inch wheel. But it's kind of crazy that you get the same style of Toyo tires on a completely stock truck over there, where the owner of this one had to pay a little bit extra coin to get those, and then obviously they wrapped them around some nice SCS wheels. Down the side of the GX, again, nothing changed. Like, this thing's old, like the mirrors are kind of old, the style is very old. They did add keyless entry and everything to it too. This one has the Westcott Designs Low Pro roof rack on top with the iconic bottle opener. Back here on the back, I'm sure Jeff and his team are gonna make something very similar for the 550 when they're done with it. And I'm curious to see what the rock rails of the 550 is gonna look like. These ones nice and tucked up. The 460 kind of has like these little canards that go down a little bit. And it seems that Jeff and his team, they definitely tucked it in super tight to this. Holy smokes, man, that's crazy. But 0 degree, you're able to step up into the vehicle and stuff as well with ease. But just the side of this GX, it's always been a little bit taller and stuff, and the 550, it's nice and tall too, compared to the 4Runner. Definitely a taller vehicle, this 460, compared to the outgoing 5th generation 4Runner. So one of the biggest differences, and some people love it, some people hate it, comes to the back of the 460 when compared to the outgoing 550. So this one has a Westcott Designs tire carrier on it. Go ahead and lock this into place right there. But it's the barn door in the back. So the 550 and this one, they have a similar kind of pop top right here if you need some ventilation or have stuff coming out the back or just want to put some groceries in easily. Because, a little controversial, this is a barn door. And I noticed something when opening this. This is kind of like scary a little bit, but this is not my truck. Yep, holy crap. So Westcott Designs with this one. I don't know if this is a tire carrier generic for all vehicles or if this is designed specifically for the GX, but that's money, man. So they omitted this in the 550, which I will show you guys, but the barn door is officially dead in the new GX over there. Now over to the exterior of the 550, which honestly, I actually know a lot more about this vehicle than the outgoing 460 over there. But we'll start with the grille. They still kind of kept that same big Lexus grille. However, they sectioned it off a lot. So all the Lexus bits are right here, but for those that may want a bumper or something like that in the future, they made this very modular. On the old 460, you had to cut a lot of stuff. And honestly, it looked okay, but not the best. This, they made a little bit more modular. Same kind of radar right here, our camera for our 360 camera view, and a bit more muted, way less chrome than the outgoing model. Our headlights right here, they still have the same Lexus signature swoosh, and then we have fake little grille vents right there, and then our fog lights are down at the bottom. Definitely a bit better of a front end, in my opinion personally, than the outgoing model. You'll also notice that the hood is raised up a little bit right here. As we come down to the tires, like I said, they're the same tires basically, the Toyo Open Country ATs, but you'll notice that the aggressiveness of these ones isn't the exact same as those over there. That's because this was a collaboration with Toyo and Lexus for this one to give it a more kind of Lexus premium ride while still actually giving you a pretty decent aggressive sidewall and compound up here. This one is running on EKDSS, so I'm very curious to see how the Westcott kit or whatever Jeff has planned for this vehicle, how it's going to work with the new EKDSS system and how they really test that out. But it handles amazing on the road and also off-road too. It just allows the truck to just send the suspension down more. You're really like floating on a cloud with this new GX. And also some matte wheels, 18-inch wheels. I think that they look pretty good. I would kind of like it though if Lexus did some black lug nuts down there, but the matte wheels, they actually look pretty nice. Big fender flares, they are felt and stuff kind of right here, and you can potentially put bigger tires on these things with no issue, unlike that one over there. You gotta cut some stuff up a little bit and trim it out. As we come up top, we got a nice little blacked out bit on the cowl right here, massive windscreen, insane visibility out of this vehicle, and it's very upright. The outgoing model, very kind of sloped like the 5th Gen 4Runner. This one, very more upright. The mirrors themselves, they're super old school, like FJ Cruiser, old Land Cruiser vibes with the mirrors and stuff. And what I like about this area right here, and I noticed it more when I was off-roading the Land Cruiser this last week, this allows you to see kind of down the vehicle a lot easier and really kind of like eliminates a blind spot. Very flat roof on this. We have like a little notch up right here. This particular one has some running boards from the factory. Interested to see what Jeff is going to do with this thing, and also too how much carries over to the Land Cruiser 250 series that we get here in the States. Little notch, like I said, up there, and then a very massive D-pillar back here. And on certain Overtrail models, this little bit of the black piece right here will actually separate the color of the roof. You could get it like with a black roof and a different colored body. This one is in caviar color of black, which is just baking in this Arizona sun. And with this super upright windshield too, with a very flat roof going all the way back to a massive just D-pillar back here that kind of tapers off. Very interested also to see what Westcott Designs is gonna make of this roof rack and kind of tie it in. It's a very tall vehicle, so I'm curious if it'll be like a nice low pro or multiple options for it too. But at least stock, you just get these kind of 4Runner, 5th Gen 4Runner inspired roof rails, but this thing needs a nice long roof rack for sure. So as we come to the back of the GX550, like I said, a lot has changed back here. The kind of glass release location though is the exact same. They even kind of kept that little notch right there, but everything goes up with it. Again, easy access. But what sets this one apart from the outgoing model right here, automatic lift gate. Very bougie, very nice. So the rear lift gate will rise all the way up for you. No more barn door, like I mentioned. Down here we have our tow hitch. I believe the GX550 can tow upwards of 9,000 pounds, which is kind of ridiculous. That's a bit more than the outgoing model. I personally wouldn't tow that much with an SUV like this, but good amount of cargo space back here too. This particular model of GX you can only get as a 2-row SUV because it is the Overtrail, so they want you to put a lot of camping gear in the back. If the demand is there, I know Lexus will most likely come out with a 3-row model in the future, but you can still get the GX550 with a 3rd row. And as we close this too, I failed to mention, this particular one has a blackout badging on it, but this is a full brake light that goes across the whole thing, which is Lexus's new kind of stapled feature. It was their massive grills up front, but this is also an iconic new Lexus feature. They have them on all their cars, all their SUVs and stuff too, their crossovers. So it's very nice to know. So if you're a car enthusiast and you see, because these are still kind of rare out there right now, you know that it is a GX going down the road because of the LED brake bar that goes all the way across. As we come on into the new interior of the GX550, major upgrade over the outgoing model for sure. So massive 14-inch screen right here. All GXs will have a digital gauge cluster. This particular one has an upgraded HUD, so the GX gets a HUD now too, which is nice. The seats, super premium, Lexus quality. They're really nice, very adjustable too. This one being the GX Overtrail, it kind of has like this olive interior bit to it. I believe it's suede or something. And then you have the leather interior on it. But climbing on in, nice grab handle right here. Tons of headroom. This one also has a moonroof, which you can omit from the Overtrail. So like if you're gonna do a full roof rack and you don't wanna pay for this anyways, you can actually get a cheaper price on a GX Overtrail, which is pretty sick. This one has a cool box, so if you're off-roading or whatever, you need to keep your beverages cold, that is an additional option, but very modern in here. We'll go ahead and just kind of turn on the accessories real quick. And it's an all touchscreen, and you'll notice that the HVAC controls are right here, volume knob in the middle. We have some USB-Cs right below that, little 12 volt, little cigarette charger right there. And then now that it's fired up, we can see all of our HVAC stuff. So this is what I kind of like about the Land Cruiser, is that it's all physical buttons, whereas the GX, a lot of the stuff is integrated into the screen. However, it's a very clean dash and a very low dash. As you're driving, it's a very level dash, so you don't get all messed up because your dash being all lifted up if you're off-roading. But then you can also see the humps in the hood too, to make sure that you're not getting the corner of your fender too close to an obstacle while off-road. But nice black headliner, kind of touch sensitive LED lights, even the doors too when you shut them. Solid Lexus quality, acoustic glass up in this, and just soft touch everywhere on the interior. It's pretty modern compared to the outgoing one. Nice little shelf right here too, and just all soft touch all on the dash as well. And of course, if you're into the off-roading bits, we have all that right here. So everything is integrated basically into this mode select dial. So we have the drive mode for the GX itself, if you want to be in sport, eco, whatever, multi-terrain select, the crawl control, everything integrated all with this dial. And then right up top right here, we have a center locking diff. And since this one is an Overtrail, the center locking is standard. And since this one is an Overtrail, we also get a rear locking diff. So that is one of the things that you have to get with an Overtrail for the GX versus the Land Cruiser. I believe all of that is standard in every single model. Go to the back seats. And then coming on into the back, no crazy frills back here. Pretty much my driving spot position. I'm not sure if this automatically made the seats come back, but I'm 5'11". I sit back here very easily. There's like a little padding on the door right here for your knees when you shut it, which is nice if you're off-roading, going back and forth. Grab handle to get in. And I have a good amount of room right here. The cool thing about this, since it's like the old 4Runners and old GX, reclinable seats, which is pretty sweet. USB-Cs down here, vents for the passengers in the rear. I kind of wish that all SUVs, even though they're like this small, would just have vents up in the headrests, and then or the headliner, and then just a little cup holder. Again, only a 5-seater because it is the Overtrail, but you can get a GX with a 3rd row seat too. There's some room back there, but it's definitely for like kids to throw them in the back. Let's go see now. You saw the nice interior. Let's go see the outdated one on the outgoing 460. So the 460, it got some like late upgrades in the end of its model life cycle, basically like this screen right here. A lot of stuff kind of seems hosh-posh together, but I like this one's interior. This one's really nice. It has like kind of a white interior. I've never really seen one of these. I'm not sure if this is like a luxury or a premium 460. This is a customer at Westcott Designs. But the big thing that I will notice that I wish the 550 had, no matter the grade, is this nice wood steering wheel. A ton of people wanted a wood steering wheel to come to that one. I'm curious if it will for the 550 in the future, but tons of buttons here, unlike that one, which is very integrated into the dash. Also, we have analog gauges on this, very old school, people like it, but tons of physical buttons. I mean, buttons literally everywhere. All of our crawl control is still integrated into one switch, which is actually pretty nice. CD player, if you guys are old school, has a CD player, again with the Mark Levinson sound system. And then just USB-Cs everywhere. It's like they added cooled seats and heated seats after the fact because these buttons are down here. It's just a lot of different stuff just all thrown in together. And then this one has the cup holders, or the center console that opens this way, I believe. And then, I don't know what's going on, but they got some gummy bears. And then cup holders right there. But then this trackpad that just people did not like in the old 460. This is a touchscreen when they upgraded to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but everything was just done by this little pad right here, and it wasn't the best in the early days for the 460. And this is just, you know, very 4Runner vibes back here. Like, these seats remind me of my 5th gen 4Runner a lot. Go ahead and move that over there. Don't want to get too far into this customer's GX, but same good amount of headroom. Check this out. Why are we going backwards, Lexus? We actually have the vents up here in this one, which we don't in the 550. And then this one, it must be a luxury model because we actually do have heated seats in the rear seats right here for the rear occupants. And then we also have our climate control. So this is a 3-zone climate control, whereas that GX over there was only a dual zone up front. That one is just a normal Overtrail. This one most likely is a luxury, and this has every single feature, but still good amount of room right here. And I believe these seats, yep, these seats also can recline. Now, if you thought the rear door was controversial, this is like the biggest thing. The 460 has the V8. The 550 does not. So what's powering this old one is a 4.6 liter V8. Insanely tried and true. Very good driving as well. But the horsepower and torque numbers out of this are a bit lower than the 550 over there and what powers that. And the gas mileage of this isn't the best, but the drivability of it, the reliability of it, the smoothness of this V8 is just very good. This is what people buy the GX460 for. I'm honestly surprised that more people want a 5th gen 4Runner over a GX. I'm not sure if it's the looks or what, but the 4.6 liter V8 is just so reliable, and it's just such a stout engine. A lot of people don't like that they got rid of it for the new GX. The old reliable got replaced with this, an engine that still needs to prove itself over time, but we have a 3.4 liter twin turbocharged V6, the same one in the Tundra, the LX600, the new Sequoia without the hybrid system, but detuned just a little bit. This one is making 349 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque at about 2,000 RPMs. That's 150 more foot-pounds of torque than the outgoing model, and in a big, heavy vehicle, torque is your friend. But it's a twin turb ski. We got dual air boxes on this. Again, a lot of plastic, but you don't really hear the turbos as much on this as I would like on my Tundra or something, just because it's Lexus. It's very refined. They don't want you to, I guess, to hear all the turbos and stuff. But that is what's powering this, and this will just have to prove itself over time. There is a hybrid option as well coming to the GX550, most likely the same 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. There is a hybrid option coming to this vehicle, not sure exactly when yet, but it will most likely be the same one that's in the Land Cruiser. It's a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, 8-speed transmission, and it gets the Land Cruiser around 25 miles per gallon on the highway. I believe this one tops out, without looking at specs, I think at like 20 miles per gallon on the highway. So guys, I appreciate you all watching. Let me know down in the comment section, which one would you pick, the outgoing 460 or the brand new 550? I'll catch y'all in the next one. All right, see you later.